And we're live. How you doing, Sean? We're just gonna go.
So this is B Red and Postman.
Well, I wasn't gonna do that. I was gonna try something different this time. But yeah, this is B Red.
And
Go
this is
ahead.
Postman.
This is Poor Therapy. The basic thing is we're just trying to connect to people. So, oh, wait a minute. Time out. All right. So yeah, this is Poor Therapy. So basically, we're just trying to connect to people. And if you have any subjects you want to talk about, or you want our opinions, or Poor Therapy, or we could talk about literally anything. I'm pretty diverse in a lot of things. Although I will say I have been slacking for some reason for the last couple days. Like I haven't really been like looking at the new stuff or anything like that. I don't know why. I just been in a uh
Well, I mean, sometimes you need a break.
yeah, maybe. But I had a pretty aggravating day today.
Okay.
Went downstairs to wash clothes and put clothes in the dryer, and I seen that my basement was flooded. So, and I just kept hearing water. So I was like, oh, please don't tell me like a pipe busted and whatnot. So I grabbed a flashlight. I looked in like my crawl space. There's no pipes busted or anything. But we did get a lot of rain last night.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I had to do is I have a drain in my basement,
Mm-hmm.
and it's in the corner. And it wasn't really draining that well. And so I had to stick my hand in a dark, like, like a dark drain place, because the drain is like about a foot down. So I had to stick my hand down in there. You can't see anything. And I had to grab like a bunch of, I don't know if it was like mold or sludge or whatever. It stunk like, ugh. It would make you gag. But I had to pull it out, and then I got the drain all cleaned and everything, and then the basement started draining. Then I was like, all right, well, let me go out to the garage and grab the shop vac. I came out to the garage, and the garage was flooded. It had like 2 inches of water in it. So I opened the garage door, started to push the water out, and then I got a pump or whatever to start pumping it out. And no matter what, no matter how much I pushed out or pumped out, there was still more just seeping from the cracks I have in my garage floor. And so, yeah, that was basically what I did today. And I did not enjoy it at all. Let me scoot up a little bit. But yeah, so already told you my plan for this summer was to reseal my garage floor, and I think I'm gonna do the basement as well because for some reason there seems to be water getting into the basement. So I'm just gonna go crazy with some sealant and whatnot and see what I can do.
You think it's from your hatch?
No, so what I think it is, because it's coming from the wall. So what I think it is, it's like all the groundwater that's seeping down. It's finding a crack or whatever through the bricks or whatever, and it's slowly just seeping in. So I'm gonna get some sealant this summer. I'm gonna clean out my whole basement, clean out the garage, and I'm just gonna seal everything, and hopefully that works. But yeah, how was your day?
My day was pretty good. We went grocery shopping. But I sat down to pay my bills earlier,
Oh, that's always fun.
and my electric bill was way higher than it should have been.
How much was yours?
$555.
Ooh, all right, that's the highest mine has ever been was 410. That was 2 years ago. Last month was 367. I don't know what this month says yet. So
The thing is, I have no idea why it was so high. Like the month of December, I understand was high because we had heaters going and all the Christmas stuff and yada yada. but that was only like 386. So I don't know why the month of January was as high as it is. I'm gonna let it go for now, but if it happens again next month, I'm gonna be making phone calls.
Well, there's a Facebook group of like the area we live in and whatever. I'm not sure if I can announce it. I'll just just say it's a Facebook group. But there was like 200 people complaining about their electric bills, and I put in our local electric company. I tagged them in it. I was like, "Now's your time to shine," but they never said anything. So I don't know. Let's hopefully they're not screwing people, but when it comes down to it, a company's gonna push the cost of whatever it is extra onto their customers instead of paying it themselves. So it might be, which the crazy thing is my mom's house, the one that she's rebuilding. This was last year, so there was nothing in this house, like literally nothing. Like there was no fridge. Like it's just a cleared out house that's gutted because she's slowly like putting in walls and stuff like that. And the only thing that had power was the water heater. And her electric bill was like 300 and something. And she called the electric company and she was like, why is my electric bill this high? And they was like, oh, well, your heaters are probably using a lot of electricity. And she was like, I don't have heaters. And then they was like, well, maybe your fridge and your stove. And she's like, I don't have any of that. This is a gutted out house that I'm slowly rebuilding. And the lady told her that she'd call her back. Well, she never called back, but what they did do is that $300 something electric bill, they dropped down to like $70. So I don't know what that means. Maybe some power meters, or they got those smart meters on now where they ain't even got to be there to turn off your power. They just push a button. So maybe something's malfunctioning or whatnot. But if it's high again next month, you should probably call your electrical company just to double check because you don't want them screwing you.
Oh yeah.
But continue what you were saying, if you remember.
I mean, that was it. It was just.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
All right. So I have been keeping track of some stuff like Elon and Trump shut down USAID. Do you know what that is?
No.
So USAID is a government program that we put money into to kind of help people around the world. Well, what they found out is that there's millions, if not billions of dollars just being wasted for like a bunch of random crap. And like there's donations to news companies and stuff like that. What else did I read? Let me see. I wrote some stuff. Used to fund opposition groups around the world. So terrorist groups basically were getting money from, USAID. And I think that's pretty crazy. Like which I already knew we were funding, terrorist groups and whatnot, because we give Al Qaeda $40 million, I think a week, if not a month. I can't remember which one that is, but it's supposed to be for like, health and food and stuff. But I mean, come on, they're easily going to use that to get weapons and ammo and stuff like that. But they shut it down. And, I'm all for Elon going through making sure, that whatever the government is spending money on is, what's right and not just money laundering and, a bunch of corrupt crap, pretty much. So I don't care if he shuts stuff down like that, but it does. Like, if I had to guess, I would say 20% of U.S. aid was probably for a good reason, to help other people and whatnot. So it does suck for them, but unfortunately, we have to look through our own programs and whatnot and make sure it's good for the American people because we're paying for it all. But yeah, I'm gonna end it there on that. Another thing I was reading is, they have North Korean soldiers in Ukraine fighting on Russia's behalf. Well, what they found out is North Korea is also using their ballistic missiles to make them better and whatnot. So they're getting like way more accurate and more efficient. So basically, North Korea is using the Ukraine war to beefing up their soldiers and their military operations. So I don't think that's good because I would say out of all the countries in the world, North Korea is probably going to be the worst because they hate America no matter what. So for them to be doing military operations and getting better at making their missiles and getting better at aiming them and everything, it's not good for anybody, especially it's not good for Americans. But that's something I read.
I think I personally am most scared of China. North Korea doesn't really bother me too much because it's the size of a state. But the infrastructure and just everything that goes along with China, I think that they are direct rivals right now.
Well, the problem with China is they make everything. So if they really wanted to, like if we really went to war with China, they would cut off all of our medicines, everything they make, would just get cut off. That, people don't understand, that would screw America instantly, just like that. Basically anything, these computers, the cameras, everything you basically have, 90% of it is made in China. So if we ever did go to war, we would all be screwed. Yeah, we could beat them military wise, but the thing is if you don't basically, I wouldn't say nuke them, but if you don't put down missiles, especially wherever their leader is, and take them out quick, America's going to hurt in the long run, and it's going to be a long time before everything gets back to normal. That's one reason why I don't think we'll ever have a war with China because, all of our stuff is made from there.
You think we rely on them too much?
Yeah, we do. Which is one reason why Trump is trying to get everybody to come back to America to make stuff in America. That's why he's using this tariff thing as kind of a weapon, which is good, but it's also bad because China, we put tariffs on China and China just put tariffs on us, and we're not going to affect anything that really happens with China because, like I said, they make everything. We don't produce enough goods to be able to hurt China because China doesn't really buy as much from us. So, and that whole thing, I think probably something different would have to happen for us to be able to have an effect on China. But yeah, anything else about China? There is one thing that I didn't really like that Trump did just recently, and he wants to take over the Gaza Strip. Do you know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
So it's where I can't remember the exact number, but it's 2 million Palestinians live there. And basically, since Israel was made in the 1940s, they've been fighting back and forth for this chunk of land for forever now. And recently, Israel has been bombing it like crazy. Like if you look at a picture from last year, or not last year because that's when it started, like 3 years ago from Gaza, and then now to Gaza, everything is just gone. Like all the buildings are gone, everything's been bombed. And I get the whole thing about Hamas, that's a terrorist group that's funded by Iran. And I get, like, they had tunnels and stuff like that throughout the whole city and whatnot. I get you have to get rid of the terrorists, but I've seen a crap ton of videos where they just fire on civilians just for the heck of it, which, I mean, I've seen a lot of videos of, Americans doing it with the whole Afghans and Iraqis and all that. So it's all that, like, that war persona, whatever happens, like when you're fighting somebody that you just don't care about them, and then you can just fire into a group of people. But anyway, to get back on track, Trump wants to take it over. So what he wants to do is he wants the 2 million Palestine people to either go into Egypt or Jordan. Both of those countries has already said no, which, I mean, it's kind of ironic that we're doing a immigration purge and, we want other countries to take 2 million people of immigrants to another country. So I do think that's kind of funny. But the thing is this is basically a move to make Israel safe, because if America takes over Gaza, Iran's not going to do anything because we'll be right there. The other countries aren't going to do anything. So, I mean, I can see why he would want to do it. But then again, like, I don't know if it's me, but Israel should have to just, fend for themselves. Like, we shouldn't be right beside of another country that has no benefit to us, doesn't benefit us at all. We've funded them since they were created. This video will probably get banned or blocked because Israel has a crazy grip on all social medias. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go down the whole road or whatever, but I just don't think that we should intervene in another country, because I think America should come back to, like I said, us, and help us. Help America, help the infrastructure, help the roads, help make America great again, that type thing. But yeah, I'm done with my rant. That was my view on that. Oh, you want to know something funny?
Tell me.
All right, so me and you both get on Reddit to look at, like, stories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, I find it kind of funny that for, like, the last couple of days that I've been getting on Reddit to look at stories and everything, there has been a crap ton of Reddit posts about people having government jobs, and either they're confessing that they've been doing coke or some other type of drug and barely even work, and they're getting paid to just, sit there and act like they're working, or they're just basically getting paid for free. And, like, I don't know if it's just, like, my Reddit algorithm or whatever, but it was like, I would see one, scroll, look at like 5 stories, and there's another one. Scroll, look at like 3 more, there's another one, and then there's another one. I was like, what the hell? Like, what is all this? But I do find that kind of funny, since Elon's going through and kind of getting rid of those people now. So yeah, I mean, it's just it's a funny thing to look at.
You got any TikToks you want to show me?
I do have one.
All right.
So let me. Are you tired?
My eyes are like itching.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me see. Go to my favorites. So this right here. Let me pause it. This right here is a U.S. Navy laser weapon. So on all of our warships, we've been putting like laser weapons because laser weapons are extremely efficient against drone swarms. So, like if hypothetically, if we ever do go to war and somebody releases a swarm of drones, and we got these lasers that can just zap them out of the sky like real quick. And these lasers are pretty powerful. Some of our warships that are powered by nuclear reactors, they can be powered so much that the lasers will cut through a boat, which is pretty insane. So I'll let you see this. All this is just a video of the laser shooting out. I don't know what they're targeting or whatever. I just thought that was pretty interesting, and that people were starting to see that. Here's another one.
So they were.
Let me pause this. All right. So, what would you do if you came home and this happened to you?
There's an incident where a piece of ice went through the next door neighbors. The neighbor next door saw the ice fall from the sky, and I don't know if you can tell, but there's a little bit of ice. There's ice over here. Fire department.
Yeah. So basically, a piece of ice from an airplane, because some airplanes, like when you flush the toilet or whatever, it just slings that stuff out there. And depending on how high the airplane is, I mean, it can come through the atmosphere and, turn into ice. And you could have an ice turd go through your house. Ain't that crazy? That's insane. I would be extremely mad. All right, let me see. Oh, this is some of the U.S. aid stuff. I think. So
We also just got our hands on a memo.
The cartel, which Trump is deemed terrorist or whatever, they've ordered that the cartel members or whatever either fire on sight or, try to, I don't know, I guess harm border agents or whatever, because for them to smuggle people in and drugs, it's a business for them. And that's how they make their money. And they made a crap ton of money the last 4 years. So obviously, they don't want to stop. And basically, cartel has used drones with explosives on them to attack our border patrol agents and whatnot. So the border is going to get pretty crazy if they start bringing in drones and stuff like that. We'll be having drone wars on the border. All that video does is just talk about it. There is one thing I want to check. So, do you know who Patel is? He's the FBI guy that Trump wants to take the head seat of the FBI. This guy, I looked into him. He's not like political like biased or anything. He's all about the Constitution. So if you break the law and it's against the Constitution, he's going to charge you. And that's his like whole thing. And the Democrats are like scared shitless of this guy because for a good depending on how you look at it, 20 to 4 years ago or whatever, there's been a lot of corruption in Washington. And this guy has already said that if he gets into the seat, he's going after anything corrupt. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat, you're Republican, doesn't matter. He says if you're corrupt and it's against the law, it's against the Constitution, he's going after you. So he had a hearing of it's a Congress committee, and they have to vote if he gets into the seat or not. I haven't checked to see if he got it, but I did think that they posted it back. Let me check real quick. Right here. So this was 10 hours ago. All right, so yeah, they delayed it. And the Democrats delayed it. So we'll have to wait a week, but more than likely he's going to get it because basically all the Republicans want him. And I do believe that the other woman for intelligence, I think she got her seat. Let's see. Let me look up her name. I can't remember her name. Let me see. I was hoping somebody on TikTok would tell me. Who is the head of intelligence? Because basically, whoever gets this would be the one who heads the CIA, all of our intelligent branches, stuff like that. I can't seem to find it. God, Telsey. Right here. Here she is. All right, so this girl, she's pretty badass. She was a military medic in I think Iraq. All right. So yeah, she did get her seat for the intelligence. So it should be pretty interesting to see what she comes out with and everything. What I'm interested in is like all the CIA and like all the redacted stuff, because Trump's already said like he's gonna come out with all that, which he came out with the JFK files and the Martin Luther King files. Which did you ever read the Martin Luther King files? All right. Well, I read something. It was basically what the files were, but Martin Luther King wasn't who you think he was.
I don't think we should talk about this.
All right. Well, one day we'll talk about this.
Let me read up on it first, and then we can.
I'll send you the files.
All right.
So yeah. So Tulsi Gabbard got her seat. Let me see if RFK got his seat. Now, I'm pretty excited about RFK getting his seat if he gets it, which I think he will because, like I said, all the Republicans want him. All right, so the main reason I want RFK, why is all these things popping up? Main reason I want RFK to get his seat is so he can get rid of all the bullshit with our food supply, all the chemicals in our foods. I'm hoping he can do something about the health insurance crap, because little did you know, you actually pay more. Well, depending on what it is, but I would say like 80% of like prescriptions and medicines and stuff, you pay more if you have insurance. And you pay more, like if you get a MRI scan or whatever, and let's say, it's $700 cash, but if you use your insurance, it's $5,000. How does that make any sense? You have to pay $5,000 if you use your insurance. It's all in the insurance scam thing. I'm highly against insurance, by the way. Just want y'all to know. Insurance is a scam.
You about done with all your political topics?
Yeah, as soon as I can find out if he got his seat or not. Doesn't really say anything. I'll ask ChatGPT. I've been using ChatGPT a lot. Like I don't even use Google anymore. I just go to ChatGPT, ask it a question, and it's 1,000 times better than Google. Did RFK get confirmed? I don't know what that means. RFK Jr. appears on track to become U.S. Health Secretary as he wins key Republican. All right, so he hasn't got confirmed yet, but I'm guessing he will. All right, let me see here. All right, I'm done with all my political shenanigans.
Okay.
Let me turn my book. And by the way, guys, if you want to talk to us about anything, the number is on the bottom of the screen. You can either, when we're not going live, you can text it and we'll set up a time and everything. Or when we're live, you can just call and we'll answer it. So, yeah, we can talk about basically anything. Confession-wise, if you want to confess to something, try not to incriminate yourself, because if it is like a confession to a crime, I do have to turn it in, and I don't feel like dealing with all that. So, yeah. But do you got anything you want to say?
So here, I want to get your opinion on some stuff.
All right, let's hear it.
How do you feel about, and this is a broad term, bioengineering?
Bioengineering. So you mean like engineering, like DNA wise, or
We're talking
like
we're talking cloning. We're talking DNA altercation, viruses and diseases, livestock.
Okay, so I'm down for give me a second. I hear the all right. So I'm down for I don't know about cloning. I mean, we can already clone, because there's companies out there that if your dog dies or whatever, if you have some blood or whatever, they can clone a new dog for you.
What? I've never heard of that.
You've never heard of that?
No.
Oh my god! All right. So
Last I knew, cloning was illegal in most of the world except for like fucking Norway or something.
No. So it was 4 or 5 years ago. I think it was a company out in California, and it cost. I mean, it's a pretty penny. When I looked at it, it was like 70,000 or something like that to be able to clone an animal. Which, I mean, we've cloned plenty of animals. All right, let me see. All right, so you want the AI overview? Cloning a dog is a process that involves extracting DNA from a dog's cells and inserting it into a donor egg. So basically, they grow the new dog from a puppy, but it's not going to be like the same dog. Like, it's not going to have the the same attitudes
No,
and
I mean-
like everything. It's just going to be like a replica of
Yeah, it's not
your
going to have.
dog's cells, pretty much.
Yeah, it's not going to have the same personality.
Yeah. Which is kind of crazy if you think about it, because if it's the same cells and everything, like what makes it different from?
Well, that's the whole nature versus nurture conversation.
Yeah. All right. So right here, world leader in dog cloning. So this is a top dog cloning company. It is called Viagen. So yeah, you can clone your dog. And I seen this, like I said, 4 years ago when I seen something about it in the news, and I was like, "What? That's insane!" So yeah, you can clone your dogs. I believe you can clone any animal, really. The only thing you can't clone is monkeys, because I think they fall in like the whole human thing or whatever. You can't clone a human, but I do believe there are people out there that are companies out there that clone humans. I don't have anything to prove, but I mean, why not? We can clone animals.
Yeah.
Like, what's there to stop you from cloning, your great granddad that passed away, or, other than that.
All right. So what about like gene altering? Like
Yes.
so. I mean, there's a movie with Ethan Hawke, I think, that like kind of breaks it all down about like being able to have a natural born child, or like being able to like basically character creation your child.
Yeah.
And like, how you feel about that?
This may be like people might not agree with it or whatever, but I do believe that we should gene edit, because when we're born, we have a lot of genes that are kind of bad for us. If before we were born, we could have some type of way to turn off those genes, I think that's a positive. Actually, China is actually gene editing. So they got into a bunch of trouble because a scientist edited the genes of two twins to make them not get HIV. And it was, he got in trouble, went to jail, and then they let him out. But obviously, I mean, they wanted him to do that because they've been experimenting with this since like the 90s. But another article I read that the Chinese has been editing their new generations with like higher IQs. But the problem that people are finding is that if you edit the genes to make somebody have a higher IQ, it kind of turns them into a psychopath, because then they can't regulate like certain emotions or whatever.
I don't know how you gene alter. I don't know how you alter DNA to make someone smarter. That doesn't.
So
really...
I looked into it.
Okay.
It's I'm not smart enough to explain it, but basically there's certain proteins in your brain that when you're developing, your brain releases, and you have just a certain amount of these proteins. Well, what they can do is they can increase your brain to be able to make more of this protein. And what it does, it basically like makes your brain like you're remembering, and like your focus and everything is on like a whole new level. And if you've seen Chinese schools, have you seen a Chinese school?
No.
Oh my God. They put American schools like their kindergarten classes is like our 10th grade classes. It is insane. Like we'll never catch up if we have, I hate to say it, we'll never catch up if we have public schools. Like that's just how it is, because the way that they're basically forcing them. The way that they're forcing their kids and everything and whatnot through their school system is insane. Like if we had time, I would show you a video and you'd be like, Oh my God. Cause it's just insane. On our next podcast, I will show you a video. I'll try to find a short video that we can play, and you'll see like these Chinese kids just doing stuff that we didn't do until like we was in 10th, 11th grade. It's insane. And it bugs me because in a way, I wish I could do that to my kids, but I know for a fact my kids are not going to sit down at a desk and do geometry and all this other crap that they're doing. So, what else do you got?
Okay, so I mean, there's gene altering to the point of like, okay, you know, I don't like, I want to take away any potential like illnesses, right? Like, I don't know, what's a something you can be born with? Is it Hodgkin's? Can you be born with Hodgkin's? No.
I mean, I can go, but
What's a? Oh my god, I can't think of it. It's the mucus.
the mucus.
Cystic fibrosis. That's it. And like that's something you can be born with. Like if you could guarantee to like take that away, or like HIV or AIDS,
Yeah, like I agree.
or
I agree. Anything positive like that you can.
but then there are like people who would gladly take it to the extremes and be like, well, I want them to be muscular. I want them to have broad shoulders. I want them to have
8 feet tall.
black color hair. And like, I think that's too far. You know, I think like let nature take its course there.
Yeah, but you got to think what we're talking about now, 50 years from now, everybody's going to be doing.
Yeah.
Like, there's already people doing it now.
Well, it's going to be that thing.
It's
like,
just not like, a general thing that everybody does.
it's going to be that thing. It's like, well, this family's doing it. So like, why don't we do it?
Yeah.
And yeah. And it's like, well, if they're trying to make like the perfect bean, then like, I want to make the perfect bean,
Yeah.
And it's just going to go like that. But then like, I don't know. I think you take away a lot of like the whole natural part of it.
Uniqueness.
Yeah, the uniqueness. Now, if it could be like, if it's like only, traits from the parents, like, okay, just for example, like I have brown hair, my wife has blonde hair, like, and that's my only two options.
Yeah.
Is like brown hair or blonde hair.
Recessive traits.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And it's like, brown eyes or blue eyes, or like her height, my height, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I think that would be all right, but I shouldn't be able to just be like, well, I want them to have bright pink hair, and that's what I want them to look like. Like I don't think I should be able to do that. But then like, so that's like gene altering, giving birth. What about like to you currently, like if you could,
like me as I am right now?
Yeah.
I mean, I would if I could. I don't see why not. Like if I could go to a clinic right now and I could afford it, because it's going to be hugely expensive. And they could do something like to make me smarter. But there's a thing that, and I wouldn't say that I'm smart enough to notice it, but I do like see it because I read a book. It was, God, when was this? This is about 10 years ago. And God, that sounds so weird, me saying 10 years ago.
I was in high school 10 years ago.
Yeah. It might have been 8 years ago. But I read a book and I can't remember what it was called, but it had to do with like intelligence and stuff like that. And it was basically saying the more you know, the less happy you'll be, and the more you'll feel alone. And I'd say that's probably true. So if I went to a clinic right now And I was like, you know what? Make me smarter. I don't necessarily think that I'd be happier about it. I mean, yeah, I would probably remember more stuff. I'd probably be able to get concepts a lot better, be able to learn faster. But if I have to sacrifice my overall happiness, because like right now, I think I'm in a nice balance. Like I learn what I want, whatever I'm interested in. I'm not sad or depressed or anything. So if I had to trade in my happiness to be smarter, I don't think I would do it. And I don't know if that's just like, I don't know if that's bad to say or not. Like, would you trade in your happiness to be smarter?
No.
Because that's basically what that book said. I can't remember what it was called. I'd have to look at my my Audible or whatever, because I'm pretty sure it's still on there. But yeah, gene editing, if it's positive and you benefit from it, then yeah, I'm all for it. Cloning, I don't necessarily. All right, are you afraid of dying?
I am now.
You're afraid of dying now?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you had the chance to clone yourself, would you?
It wouldn't be me. Yeah, I think that's what you're going with this.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be me.
Yeah. So
I mean, if there was a way to like copy my brain, then like that's different.
yeah.
I'd be like, all right, that's another me.
Well, see, even if you copy your brain, you would have to have the same neuropath, because everybody.
I mean, I think that's what copying your brain is. Would be like exactly how all my neurons are firing currently.
Yeah.
All the paths that are burnt out, all the ones that are
That makes
prime
you,
and ready to go.
Yeah, that's your personality. Your neural pathway.
Would be like.
That's what makes you you.
That's what copying my brain, like that's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
I don't think we'll ever be able to copy a neural pathway.
I think we're getting there. I think eventually we'll be able to download our brains.
Well, see, the thing is your neural pathway is changing right this second.
Mm-hmm.
It changes every second. Your neurons. Have you seen a neuron connect and all that?
It's wild.
It looks pretty crazy. Like it's happening right now. So all that is like insane. I don't think we'll ever be able to copy that.
I think we will. I think it's just,
I don't even know how you would copy that, though.
I think it's just missing technology.
Maybe like 1,000 years from now.
No. You need to watch a show called Altered Carbon.
I've watched season 1. I haven't went back to it yet. I haven't really been in a mood to watch anything for some reason. Like, I don't know. It's just like
one of my favorite shows. Season 3 just came out today.
What is it?
Invincible. You probably.
What is it about?
It's an adult superhero story.
Okay. For some reason, it's hard for me to get into that type of stuff.
I feel like it's hard for you to get into anything.
Well, no, I wouldn't say I have trouble sitting down watching stuff, because like we did just finish, or well, we haven't finished, but we're watching I can't remember the name of the show. It's about oil fields and place down in Texas. I can't remember what it's called. But usually the only time I watch anything is when I'm with my wife. That's the only time I'll sit down and watch. And it's basically whatever she wants to watch. I can't take time for myself to watch anything like movie-wise or show-wise. The last thing I took time to watch was Vikings. Because for some reason I got like really like obsessed with that show when I started watching it. And I was like, I have to watch how this ends. Ever since then, I haven't been able to find a show that I can sit down and spend my time on. I don't know what that says about me, but yeah, I can't find.
I don't know, man. You're a curious one. You know, you can drone away for hours at a time in Diablo, but you can't sit down and be like, "Yeah, I want to watch The Godfather today."
No, but what I will do is I'll watch like when was this? This was sometime last week. I can't remember when, but I got interested in biology and like how our cells and stuff. Like right now, our cells are like going through like cleansing our body of our bad cells and everything. But I was watching like how it does that and like the proteins inside that cell makes that cell work. All that stuff is crazy. Like just thinking like,
Do you not remember biology from high school?
no, I don't. No. Well, the thing is, and I regret it, and I've told my kids this, like don't waste your time in school, because the thing is I wasted all my time in school. Like I didn't take anything serious. Like I did good enough to pass everything, but I didn't take my time and enjoyed anything
Yeah.
because I just thought it was a waste of time. And now that I'm older, that is time that I could have used to benefit myself, and I just wasted it all.
You ever thought about going to college?
I have. The only problem is like I said, I got kids now, and that takes up a lot of time.
Excuse.
You'll see. You'll see. I can't wait till you have your kid.
I know.
Oh, I'm gonna rub it in your face. But another thing is I can't find like a one thing that I'm really interested in.
Yeah, it's very difficult for me to decide on.
I mean, I'm kind of dabbing in physics and stuff, but it's not enough for me to like drop everything and take college courses of physics. So
What do you mean? You don't have to drop everything, man. You can take a class at a time.
yeah.
Also, we got like way off topic. I wanted to keep talking about bioengineering because we didn't
All
even
right,
talk
all
about livestock.
All right, go ahead. We'll go back.
So I mean, like, yeah, I mean, what about like using it for livestock? Like, if we could have, like a cow with like,
It doesn't get sick.
you know, it doesn't get sick, or like it has this percentage of fat versus this percentage of protein, or like, you know, if and they say like different cows, like there are different cuts of beef that you can get, right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh my god, I wish I could remember. Like there's fancy beef out there that you can get.
Yeah.
That like these cows are like
Wagyu.
yes, that's it.
Yeah.
They're like the best tasting, right?
Well, it's mainly because they have like the right amount of fat and meat mixture, and when you heat it up just right, it like melts in your mouth and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
I think it's way overpriced.
so like if we could just make every cow that way, you think we should? Or you think we're like really messing with Mother Nature there?
I mean, regardless of what we say, it's going to happen.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So
Like
that will probably happen in like 100 years. Because basically, in the future, if we can make it that far, hopefully we don't wipe each other out in wars and all that.
oh, look on the positive side.
So on the positive side, if we make it that far, is most definitely we'll be cloning like crazy. The only problem we'll probably have is right now when we clone, you know, you got to wait for it to grow up. We can't just like take a cow, clone it, and there be another full-grown cow. Now, maybe that might happen in the future. I highly doubt it because that takes a whole lot of like science. Like you got to age the cells. You got to be able to age cells faster, and then you got to be able to turn off how to age them and whatnot. So we'll be in the cloning from baby, let it grow up for a long time until we can be able to control like certain things in cells and whatnot. And maybe, I mean, with this whole AI thing coming out and whatnot, we might get a grasp on that. Which I read a thing about the AI Willow that Google made. So they made this quantum chip. And basically what they said is when they ran like problems and stuff on it, that it's pulling, they don't know like exactly how it's doing it, but it's pulling answers, like infinite answers out of nowhere. So what they think is happening is, because it's, quantum and everything, what they think is happening is it's pulling all these answers and stuff from different dimensions.
What's this got to do with Wagyu beef?
Oh, well, I spared off, but I'm just saying, like, because this gives like the whole take of like parallel universes and infinite universes and everything. Because if that is true and this quantum chip is able to pull answers and stuff out from them, I mean, our technology could rapidly change pretty fast, faster than anybody can imagine.
Do you believe in the multiverse theory?
I went down a rabbit hole, and yes and no. So it's hard to grasp that there's infinite use, and by what I mean is like, in the whole infinite universe thing, and there's a you in each universe, but that you in each universe does something different.
I watched Rick and Morty. I know how it goes.
All right. That concept alone is crazy.
I think it is. I think on the one hand, it's like awesome. Like if the technology was there tomorrow, right? Like being able to access or whatever these other dimensions. Well, first of all, let me back it up. Do I believe in the multiverse theory? No. I don't think there's enough evidence right now that supports it. However, I think, I'm more than happy to be proven wrong. But I think, everybody thinks like, oh, if multiverse theory exists and like we'll have infinite resources, we'll have, infinite like possibilities, yada, yada. But like, what about like the hell dimension, where some like nightmare creatures exist?
Well, that's the whole religion concept about. So basically, from my knowledge, we are in the physical reality, and there are different dimensions, and we've proven that there are different dimensions. We just can't interact with them or whatever. But on the religion aspect of it, you got, heaven, which is a higher dimension. And then you got hell, which is a lower dimension. And when your physical body passes, your spiritual self or energy is judged, and, depending on what God, says, you either go to heaven, which is another dimension, or you go to hell, which is another dimension. But it's all based on like, your religion and whatnot. You want to know something?
I like how I say one thing and then you just hit me with something completely fucking obscure.
All right, well, my bad. But do you want to know something that's pretty crazy?
Tell me.
So, space.
Yeah.
All right. You look out and you see stars and everything.
Yep.
Well, in between us and that star, you might think it's just, empty space or whatever. It's not. Space, even if like there's no photons or whatever going through it, it fluctuates. So that it's basically like like the whole wave and particle type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So space fluctuates, and they've proven this by doing experiments or whatever. They'll take a quartz box and suck out all the atmosphere and everything in it. So it's just an empty vacuum. And then they'll run like lasers and stuff through it, and it'll pick up these fluctuations. And basically what these fluctuations are is it's to us it's empty space, but these fluctuations are energy. It's just a low form of energy that we can't see, we can't interact with it, and it's there, we just can't. It's basically like the fabric of reality, if that makes any sense. So the thing that I think is crazy is that this fabric of reality, or fluctuations that's happening everywhere at all times, makes up our reality. And I could be going down like through this whole rabbit hole.
I feel like I'm not stoned enough for this conversation. Sheesh.
Well, the crazy thing is that we only see a very small sliver of the light wave. So you have all these other different light waves, and we only see a tiny little sliver of everything that you see. And these fluctuations or whatever, I can't remember where I was going with this.
I have no idea.
All right, we'll cancel it. That's another time. I gotta get better at explaining things. But yeah, space is pretty crazy. We did find we're do you know scientists are on the lookout for primordial help me say this.
Primordial?
Yes. Black holes. So these are apparently black holes that existed before the Big Bang. And they think they're there. We just have no way of finding them or measuring them, because apparently these black holes are like made of dark matter or dark energy, whatever that is, because we still don't know what that is. And it's 96% of the universe, but we just have no idea what that is. Now we have guesses that it could be, the foundations of another universe smacked up against ours.
All right, let me propose a question for you, since you want to be talking about this stuff. Do you think if you had to make the decision, right, do you think that we should try to colonize a planet within our reach, within our solar system,
Yeah.
or that we should save our resources for a planet that would be hospitable for us, like Earth 2.0?
Well, the problem with Earth 2.0 is it's too far away.
So?
Okay, well, all right. So, you know how space works, right?
I mean,
so you got the universe expanding, right?
Yes.
The things that are in the universe are also expanding outwards with it.
Yes.
So something Earth 2.0 that's 2 million light years away, or 2 light years away, it's expanding away from us. We do not have the technology to be able to beat the expansion rate of the universe. Therefore, we will never reach Earth 2.0. So if we want to colonize an Earth 2.0, whatever, it has to be in our general. Give me a second. If we want to colonize an Earth 2.0, it has to be in our general galaxy. We will never reach another galaxy other than Andromeda.
Andromeda.
Yeah, because that one's going to merge with us. And I can't remember, 4 or 5 billion years or so. And then the merge of the galaxy and the Andromeda galaxy will make some other galaxy. But anything in our galaxy, we have a chance at reaching. The only thing is I don't think we'll ever be able to do it. I don't think we'll be able to get out of our solar system unless we have the technology to go through wormholes. And the problem with wormholes is we can go to something, we can never come back. So if we do ever have the technology of wormholes, we can get to Earth 2.0. We can never come back to Earth. So, I mean,
What planet in our solar system do you think we should try to colonize? I feel like Mars is kind of the go-to answer.
Mars is the go-to one. The only problem with Mars is it has no atmosphere. It's too cold.
It doesn't have a iron core, so it can't
Well, the
hold.
planet is dead.
It can't hold an
basically.
atmosphere.
Yeah. So I think we will have a much greater chance at one of Jupiter's moons. Oh, thank you, Harris. He said I subscribed to y'all years ago. No way you are still pushing. Yeah, we started it back up, and we're just trying to get more people and whatnot. We did take a little bit of break. It's nice hearing from you, bud. What was I saying? Something about.
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah. I think we should colonize Jupiter's moons.
Like Titan.
Yeah, but I do think we should have some sort of space station or something on Mars, just to be able to stop, refuel, and whatnot. But yeah, other than that, I think we should focus on the moons and whatnot, because I think there will be a greater chance at life on a moon. Because I can't remember which moon of Jupiter's, but it has an active ocean. The only problem is it's 7 miles down. It's got an ice sheet around it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think. I forget which one is which. There's Titan, and then there's is it Callisto? One of them is a methane planet, which I don't get why we want to go there. I never.
Well, basically, methane would be an awesome fuel source for our spacecraft.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we can go to a planet that's just fuel of methane, we would have to have some type of special suits and whatnot so the environment doesn't hurt us. But that could be a potential, gas stop for our craft and whatnot. Do you have anything else?
Not particularly.
I have something. All right, so I did find one Reddit post I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
All right, so this Reddit post says, "Is it okay for me to sleep with my dead friend's ex?" All right. So, we both have wives and everything.
Mm-hmm.
We're both happy. But hypothetically, if you were in this person's situation, would you sleep with your dead friend's ex? And by what I mean is they were together, your friend died, and now his ex wants to hook up with you.
I mean, I'm going to take this as like they're a close friend of mine.
Yeah, sure. Even if they're not close.
I mean, if they're not close, then like, hey man, game's game. But a close friend, I don't think I could do it.
I don't think I could do it regardless.
I'd be like, you whore.
Well, no, the thing is it. All right, so hypothetically, I'm trying to put myself in this person's shoes. So if my friend died and his ex wanted to get with me, I don't think I could do it. Because for one, she's always going to be bringing up my friend that died. And that's going to more than likely play mind games with you.
Hang on. You're thinking of having a relationship with them. What about just like a
hookup?
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it. I don't know. It's just something about me that like I couldn't cross that line. Me personally, I don't think I could cross that line. I don't know. All right. I wouldn't want. Well, I mean, so me and Carmen's had a couple talks, like, hypothetically, if I would die, and I told her, like, if I would happen to pass away, unfortunately, I would want her to move on and find somebody that she'd be happy with. All right. That doesn't necessarily mean I would want my best friend to be that person. But I mean, if my best friend happened to be a decent guy and I knew that he would take care of my kids and treat them right, I have no problem with that. Me personally, I don't think I could do it. That's just me.
Like I said, I think close friend, I couldn't. Distant friend, I definitely could.
Well, I don't think I could do it. I don't know. It's just something about it that I just find just wrong, I guess. I don't know. But let me see. I think I had a second one I wanted to say, but I don't think I sent it. Nope, I don't have another one. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
Not particularly.
I'm trying to think of something before we sign off of here. Best of luck to you guys. Makes me happy that you guys are still going. Love the concept a couple years ago. Love it now. Seriously, best of luck. Keep going. Thanks, bud. We appreciate it.
Do you know who that is?
Have no idea. It's just a random guy that subscribed to us.
Awesome.
But I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we're out of talking stuff. So we'll just go ahead and sign off of here. So yeah, basically, guys, if you want to talk about any situations or subjects, you can even confess as long as you don't incriminate yourself. Yeah, anything. The number is down on the bottom screen. If we're not live, you can text it and we'll set up a time for you to talk to us. If we are live, you can call and we'll answer and just talk to you. And like I said, it could be about anything. You could either a personal problem, something happening at work. We can put our opinions or give you poor therapy about it. Like anything, we basically just want to connect to people and, just get a view or, concept of their life and whatnot. So, yeah. So if you want to reach out to us, we also have multiple social media sites. We got a Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I pretty much made one of everything. But yeah, so just reach out and we'll set it up and we'll just talk to you. I mean, we're just two normal guys just talking. So yeah, that's basically it. We will be live next Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll talk to you later.
Peace.
Bye-bye.